Hi, welcome back to Life is a Treasure podcast. I'm your hostess, Michelle Durand, and this is episode number 33, the full moon for June of 2020. I create a mini podcast called Tea Time Treasures at the full and new moon of each month. And so this month is June, and the full moon is also called the strawberry moon, because it's time to harvest the strawberries, and the rose moon because the roses are in bloom. In each episode, I share one of my favorite teas and either a tarot or an oracle card. And today, I'm going to be sharing an oracle card from my Moonology Oracle deck by Yasmin Boland, and it's going to be the full moon in Sagittarius, which is what is coming up on June 5th. It's also a lunar eclipse. So I'm going to be sharing the lemonade that I'm drinking today. It is a rose lemonade by Taylors of Harrogate. And I've shared this one before. It was during the winter and I would sip on a hot tea. Because it's coming up summer, I thought, especially under the rose full moon, that it would be appropriate to share a rose lemonade tea. If you would like to pause and go fix yourself a cup of tea or coffee and then get comfortable and join me, that would be awesome. So instead of making the hot tea, it's like I do with cold brew with coffee, I brew my tea bags in cold water and then put it in the fridge. And for my rose lemonade, I will add some fresh lemon and ice and make it an iced rose lemonade tea. So I hope that has your taste buds wanting something nice to drink and get comfortable, and let's get started. I'd like to start by reading the Moonology Oracle card explanation for the full moon in Sagittarius. The theme for this one is look at the bigger picture. It says in her book that goes along with the cards, are you thinking too much about the details of your dilemma? Fretting can be counterproductive, or perhaps you're being all talk and no action. This card is a reminder that while it's good to think things through, sometimes we need to step back and look at the bigger picture. What do you see? What do you then see about your current situation? What's the most positive thought you can have about it? Now is the time to count your blessings, even if you don't yet have exactly what you want. This card is also a reminder that we often have to take a few risks and go with uncertainty on this journey called life. Try to keep an open mind about what's for the best. The universe could surprise you. The full moon in Sagittarius is a time when we are reminded that life is an adventure and there's a big, wide world to see beyond our backyard. It's about having fun and being prepared to sail into uncharted territory. It's about big ideas versus the details, and it encourages us to look at the bigger picture. I thought that this was it's an opportune time. I mean, when I pull a card or I choose a card from my decks, it just always goes with what is happening. As you have heard through the reading that I just shared, we've been through a worldwide pandemic. We're slowly trying to come back to some type of normalcy, but it will be a new normal. It will not go back to the way that it was. It just cannot. We've been through a huge change in our environment, in our world. And this is a great time to just let that full moon illuminate on your life and determine, what do I want to keep doing as I move forward in my future? What things are holding me back? What can I release and let go of in order to go into those uncharted territories? What risks am I willing to take in order to have change in my life? Because any time in my life when I knew that I was stagnant or I was not in a good place, but it was comfortable. And to think about changing and moving and all the work that would come into that and all of the things I'd have to let go of, it was scary. It was unknown territory that I was venturing out into. But every time I decided to get brave and take those baby steps into a different, new, uncharted territory, it always led me to something bigger and better. So take a step back. Look at your situation now. Look at your family now after we're post-pandemic and determine, what do I need to let go of? What do I need to release and purge from a life that no longer serves me, no longer helps me to be the best person that I can be? And what is holding me back from creating a life that I can truly treasure? We don't want to just be living. We want to be thriving. And you have the power in your own life to decide what should stay and who should stay and what should go and who you should let go. That is all within you. Allow your intuition to guide you. Listen to that deep inner voice inside of you. Maybe like I have in times of my life where I didn't trust my intuition, my inner voice anymore, my gut. But you have to start taking baby steps and listening and then doing a few little things, and you will see that your intuition will never guide you wrong. The worst times in my life are when I've allowed so many different people who never lived in my shoes or in my situation to tell me what to do. And so this is a great time when that full moon just eliminates for you to really go inward and see, where do I need to make changes? What do I need to let go of? Who do I need to limit in my life in order to be the best person that I can be? So we're also going to be experiencing a lunar eclipse, and that can always cause a little friction. So just be aware, have an open mind and open heart that June 5th will also be a time of a lunar eclipse. But it's also coming onto summer. We're coming into summer, and summer should be a sweet time and summer vibes. And as things are starting to open up, don't take on so many things. Maybe you've had your plate full, and then as things slow down and business is closed, and you were able to just sit with your thoughts and be with your family more, and you realize that I don't want to go back to the way things were. And let that be your guide, and start adding things slowly back onto your plate and into your life. June is also Father's Day month. May was Mother's Day month, and I have created a lot of episodes around mothers and motherhood and losses during motherhood. And as we come into Father's Day in June, I'm going to be taking that time to share about forgotten fathers. This is something very near and dear to my heart. As most of you already know, I am the founder of Tears to Treasures, which helps women and men heal from past abortions. And when I started working with men, I realized that men grieve completely different from women. Men mostly go inward because outwardly they need to show that they are strong, that they are a protector and they're the provider. And they were told not to cry. You're a sissy and you need to suck it up. And I want to say that is myth, and that is so unhealthy. And I hope to shed some light on how the men have a right to feel what they feel. They have a right to grieve the loss of their babies, whether it's infertility, whether it's IVF not going the way that they hoped, and maybe it's miscarriage or stillborn or adoption or abortion, or they just lost a child in some way. They can have that time to heal. They can have their feelings, and they can share their feelings. And what I have found is when they're able to have that safe space as they've come into a group or session with me, then they're able to finally just let go and just let themselves feel and cry and shed tears and really think about the loss of their babies. It's extremely important, so much so that I'm going to be creating an entire episode called Forgotten Father's Day. And I hope that you will subscribe, and I hope that you will share it with the men in your life so that they can hear the message of hope, help, and healing. Next week, I am going to be sharing a very personal story, testimony about my Tourette's. I have Tourette's syndrome. It is Tourette's Awareness Day, and I'm going to be creating an episode about my Tourette's and about what Tourette's is, how to help someone who has Tourette's, and just to bring more awareness about Tourette's. And if you're a parent of a child with Tourette's, I definitely encourage you to listen to it. So subscribe to make sure that it will automatically be downloaded into your library, or you get a notification to let you know that it's live. I release my episodes on Thursday each week. So with all of that being said, I want to bring light again to the fact that it's the full moon and it's also the strawberry moon. So I'm going to leave you with a special prayer that I found on the internet. I'm not sure who the author is, but I feel like it's such an appropriate prayer at this time, and I just want to leave it as a blessing over you as we go our separate ways until next time. Strawberry Moon Prayer. Halfway through the seasons, I look back towards the moon once more, to draw energy for all the reasons I shall continue to explore, opportunities now growing and flowing my way. As I recharge under the light of Father's Sun on a warm summer day, excited to embrace the relaxation and fun, Mother Moon, I thank you for all that you have done. Until next time, my friends, I'm sending you all peace, love, and joy.